welcome back to this channel. Today we will be studying chapter number
An Unusual Rain. This novel name is The Magic of the Lost Temple, written by Sudha Murthy.
Yeah, so without wasting further time, let us start. Yashwant Rathod.
No, you should start. Okay, start, Abhishek.
The next few days after the trip to Varada Hill were very hot in Sumana Halim. Aja commented, this weather is really this This weather is really good for mangoes, but such summer days are not going to last long. I'm sure it will rain soon.
I'm sure.
It will rain soon. While the rain will settle the dust and cool the temperature down, it is not good news for the farmers. Aji agreed. Yes, I think we should finish making papads before the rain gets here. A few of the women from the village are coming here today so that we can make the papads together. Once the sky is overcast,
Overcast को पता था ना?
हाँ.
बादल होना.
The papads won't get sun-baked properly, and if they aren't dry enough, they will develop fungus in the winter. Ajja and Aji continued their conversation on the weather, but Nooni wasn't really listening. She was thinking about how her parents' conversations.
Let's see the pronunciation of this conversation or conversation.
It's conversations.
Conversation.
Okay?
Conversation.
Okay.
Conversations seemed to revolve
घूमते रहना.
revolve only around how many patients Dad had, or how the bank was changing its systems and staff, or the best classes for her to attend. Her parents had deep discussions about their daughter's future, school or college, and how she could succeed in competitive exams. Nooni sighed. It was a real different world. It was a really different world out there. Out here in the village. Within a few hours, Aji and the women were rolling the papad dough.
No, it's not dough.
Dough. Is it dough? Maybe.
This is the one, right?
Dough.
I was right.
Dough.
A mixture of flour, water, etc. used for baking into bread. You want to see? This is the dough. Okay?
The papad dough in the spacious kitchen.
Okay.
Spacious मतलब?
जगह बहुत अच्छे बड़ी जगह spacious में अच्छी जगह
Spacious kitchen. Amit, Medha and Anand came over to play with Nooni, but Aji had other plans for them. She instructed the three of them to take the papads up to the terrace and place them.
Let's see the pronunciation of this word.
Terrace farming.
Huh?
Terrace farming. Terrace.
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 Terrace. Terrace. Terrace. Terrace and place them on plastic sheets to allow the sun to bake them. Nooni and the other children ran up and down from the terrace to the ground floor with the papads. Amit and Medha stayed back on the terrace with a stick in their hands, ready to scare away the crows if they come to lift or
if they
came to lift or disturb the wet papads. When the women weren't looking,
Avisha, you are saying the pronunciation of this word wrong. Woman.
woman,
This is woman, that is women. Okay? Where is that?
woman. When the
Women.
when the women weren't looking, Amit, Medha, and Nooni ate the wet papads. To Nooni's surprise, they tasted much better than the sun-dried version. When Medha suggested they ask Aji for some papad dough, Nooni happily agreed.
They are making, right, papad? This is the dough. Okay, so she's Nooni. Okay. And these are the women.
The children requested, Aji, please give us some of the papad dough.
Dough.
Dough. It was reluctant. Aji was reluctant. मतलब
Reluctant.
reluctant है मतलब
मतलब कि एग्री नहीं थी जाने के लिए, मना कर दी.
reluctant. Children, if we bake the papads and store them properly, they will last for at least
Last? You missed this word, Avisha.
last us for at least a year. In the rainy and winter season, you can eat fried papads, which will taste excellent with your food. Patuni insisted. In any case, you will fry the papad for us later. Aji, if you give us the dough now, we won't ask you for more. Aji smiled sweetly and gave them a big bowl of
Bowl?
bowl of dough to eat. Nooni fell in love with the papad dough. It was more delicious than both the wet and the dried papads.
And the guys में.
And dried papads. She wanted more, but Aji refused. Too much of anything is bad, she said. You will stop enjoying it as much if you eat a lot of it. The children nodded and ran away to play. By afternoon, dark clouds had gathered in the sky. Immediately, Aji turned to the women and said, Stop making the papads. Today isn't the day. She told Anand and Nooni, once it starts drizzling, go to the terrace and cover the papads with a plastic sheet. If the rain gets worse, then bring the papads inside and spread them on the balcony.
Balcony?
Less than 5 minutes later, it started drizzling. Nooni and Anand ran to cover the papads, but before they were barely halfway through, hail started pouring down. Hail मतलब
ये होते थे ना गोले बरसात के टाइम में से गड़े
देख लो hail.
I showed you, Avisha. You don't know that about hail?
दिखा दो hail.
बरसात में ऐसे बर्फ के गोले पड़ते थे ना. Hail. Hail. Small balls of ice, hailstones that fall from the sky like rain.
दिखा दो images में.
ओले बोलते हैं इनको.
ओले क्या होता है?
ये देखो. Okay. Understood, Avisha?
पानी तो है नहीं यहाँ तो.
ओले तो है ना, बरसात के बाद में पड़े रहते हैं ना, ये बर्फ से बने होते हैं, ऊपर से आते हैं. Okay?
Okay.
Hail started pouring down.
Aji shouted out to them from the kitchen below, Bring the papads inside. The hailstorm will destroy them. By the time the children started bringing the papads to safety, half were lost in the rain and the heavy wind. The hailstorm was so strong that Aji eventually stopped them. Eventually मतलब?
Time के साथ चला बाद में.
Leave the papads. Children, stay inside the building. I don't want you to get hit by
Wait. Stay inside
Stay inside
the building.
I don't want you to get hit by the hailstones. The stones are as big as lemons and they will hit you hard. We can always make more papads later. Amit, Medha, and Anand and Nooni.
And कहाँ है इसमें?
Amit, Medha, Anand, and Nooni left the papads where they were and came inside and stood in the balcony that was
Attaching
attached to the
terrace.
terrace. They could still see the rain and feel the gushing wind. Gushing मतलब
जोर से आना से साउंड करते हुए.
gushing wind. The leaves of the coconut trees looked like they were dancing vigorously.
Dancing vigorously.
Vigorously मतलब
बुरी तरह ऐसे.
vigorously.
हाँ.
And the garden in front of the house looked like a pond filled with rainwater. Nooni was fascinated. She had never seen this kind of storm in Bangalore. She looked up at the scary, thunderous sky. It was dark even though it was just early evening. Soon the Soon the terrace was covered with ice balls. Nooni was tempted मतलब
इच्छा होना करने की. क्या ये काम करो?
was
Like
tempted to go.
Avisha is tempted to eat ladoos.
A. Nooni was tempted to go out and grab some of them. Suddenly, Ajit called out to them, "Children, come down for some bondas."
Bondas and warm milk.
Bondas मतलब?
It's something like eating things. You wanna
दिखा
see?
दो picture.
I also don't know. What is that? But it looks like something.
बारिश के टाइम पे गिरते हैं कभी कभार.
These are bondas. Okay? These are called bondas.
Okay, me.
Okay, next. And warm milk.
Bondas and warm milk. Ajit's food factory.
One second, Avisha.
Ajit's food factory is always busy. Nooni thought. She loves cooking and experimenting. She makes varieties of pickles, chutneys, and salads and likes to feed people. When the children came down the stairs, they saw Ajit giving Mahadev instructions. Close the doors of the cattle shed after checking for leaks and taking care of them. The poor animals, they can't even share their difficulties with us. Ajay, on the other hand, was sitting with two men in the living room. Nooni overheard them talking. It doesn't rain for more than a half an hour at a time during this season, but this time the wind speed and hailstorm has taken me the surprise. Taken me by surprise. I don't think I've ever seen it rain for 2 continuous hours during the summer season. This is so unusual. One of the men commented. You're right, Ajay agreed. This rain will destroy the mango crop and the vegetables too.
Vegetables.
Vegetables too.
Vegetable नहीं है, vegetables.
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 Table नहीं है विशा, table नहीं है, बैठने वाला table नहीं है. Double. Vegetable.
Vegetable. Vegetable.
Vegetables.
Vegetables.
Table नहीं है, tables.
Tables. Vegetables too. The rain finally stopped after 4 long hours and everyone left for their homes. Though there were no leaks, Nooni could hear the water flowing around the house. She wondered how the Varada river must look. For a minute she thought about grabbing her bicycle and biking to the river, but it was already dark and the roads were filled with water. She knew that her grandparents would not let her go. So she went to her grandfather. Ajja, do you think that we should... Don't you think that we should go and see the river right now? I have never seen what river looks like after a heavy storm, but I've heard that it's amazing. If you really want to see the river, you and your friends can go with Mahadev. Said Ajja, tomorrow there will be less water on the road and Mahadev can drive you all in our pickup truck. If you want to get down at the river and walk in the mud, I'll tell him to guide all of you carefully. Ajji, however, Aji, however, was not too excited about the plan. She asked Nuni, "What do you think you are going to see there? The river has only water, and I don't want you to get stuck in the mud." Nuni, when it rains, all the water comes onto the roads, since there is no proper drainage system in our village. Also,
In our village.
in our village, also the roads are not tarred.
Tarred.
Tarred मतलब
डामर की टोड़ नहीं है, जैसे बाहर अपने रोड पे डामर की ब्लैक ब्लैक सी लगी हुई ना, गांव में डामर वगैरह की नहीं होती है, ऐसे पत्थर की ऐसे होती है खाली.
are not tarred, and the earth absorbs the water, which means that you may end up getting stuck in the mud, and then it can become very hard for you to even move. But Nuni did not listen to Aji's warnings and made up her mind to go to the river anyway.
So that's all in this video. We have completed this chapter. I will come back again with the next chapter. Thank you so much for watching this video.